Just finished shaving my body, showering my ass, and shitting my face. Nice. Nice, Pseudo. I warned you about getting it all confused. Shit your face. She's enjoying the suit. Is that what it is? She's just enjoying the upsy downiness of the suit. Upsy downiness. That's what I went with, guys. So hello, how are you, buddy? Can you get regular critters from space travel? Yes. I don't think you can get shine bugs, but you can get hatches. I think you can get smooth hatches, possibly stone hatches. I don't think you can get shine bugs, though. Unfortunately. Okay, so this one over here, we're going to want 2 of these biological bays. Now, this is going to max out our steel for now. But we'll have 2 of them and then a command capsule. So this one's going to be to get us some resources. This one's going to be for getting us some gassy moves. We'll probably end up ripping these biological bays and replacing them with the normal ones at some point. But for now, we can do that. And I need to just rip out all this crap. Ideally, get this done now. I can move like this joint plate and stuff then as well. What I'll do, let's get you built and just deconstruct you for a second. What is the best food here? Best in what regard, Donate? As in early game or late game, or what we're talking about? Alright, I'm going to have to let my inmates out for a minute, guys, because I've not got this up in time. We're not getting any pinch pepper nuts. So, as much as I don't want to do it, let's just let our inmates out for a minute. Let them go and do some eating. And then we'll let them all back in. So, this door is just an general access for everybody. This door is just for my inmates. And that way I can control it a bit easier, who goes out and who doesn't. So we'll let them go and eat some food. Because as a bad warden, I've been neglecting them and I've not really paid attention to what they needed. So we'll need to feed them. Do you really need that many layers below your rocket? This distance here is how far the heat travels from an engine when it fires up. So you don't need this many layers, but you do need to try and insulate the heat. I still don't understand why you added 6 new dupes to your colony. 8 new dupes to the colony. Labrador, I wanted a prison, mate. It's that simple. I wanted a prison, I wanted the power gen, and I wanted them to do some farming for me. Unfortunately, I've not got the farms up and running properly yet, so it's not really paying off. But they're generating me loads of power. They're consuming bugger all. Like, I'm feeding them a bit of oxygen, and that's it. It's nice. I like it. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I build something fun? Doesn't make sense. How hot is the steam by the hydrogen rockets? This plate here will heat up to about 600 degrees when a single rocket fires, and then it instantly gets consumed by the turbine pretty much. So bunker tiles here are like 300 degrees, whereas up here they're like 500 degrees where it's not connected. You see we've got this gap here, 100 degrees on this side, 500 on this side. So yeah, it does make a difference. And not only that, it's given us free power. This is spinning up more regularly than it would be if it was just aqua tuners in the room. So yeah. Need efficient food to grow. Mushrooms then. Mushrooms Donate. They are an incredible food. You can let your dupes eat them raw. You can cook them for more calories. They use up slime, which is obviously a bit of a plentiful resource when you're digging out in the early game. Mushrooms for the win, definitely. Yay, free power, exactly, yeah. Exactly. Boop. I do hate that you have to build the modules one at a time. It's a little bit annoying. I wish they'd make it so that you could, stack them all up and then your dupes were smart enough to build them. That would be better. It's kind of annoying to have to like watch it and wait. Okay, so that should be fine. I think we should be able to fit in a couple of gas reservoirs underneath here. Boop and boop. The only thing I've not figured out is where I'm going to put my my filters for. I don't know if I'm going to do mechanical filters or just be lazy and slap in a couple of gas filters. I might be a lazy boy. Well, let them rip out all this stuff first. I want this to be a 9. And I want all this crap to be a 9 as well. And we'll just get them doing this now. This stuff can wait. I'm going to need to move this liquid piping around a little bit. So I'm going to need multiple bands coming across here now, but that's not a big deal. It's all your power on the same main grid. I've got 2 grids, Pseudo. I've got two grids, as it were. So the whole base in terms of power is split down 2 grids, left and right. So if I show you the main wire, we've got one here, and that's doing, if I zoom out a bit more, you can see. Ooh, we're getting a bit laggy. Ooh. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this blinking. Can you see the right side grid? And then the left side grid. Now at the moment the right side grid is getting more power because we've got less solar on the left side. But eventually this should be balanced out quite nicely. In fact, this wire is not connected at the minute, but there you go. So we've got 2 grids, one on each side. Where can I see your videos? If you type !YouTube in chat donate, the entirety of this playthrough, all live, is on YouTube. You can watch it from beginning to end if you want. I think it's up to about 180 videos in the series so far, so you get to see this base built from cycle 0 all the way through. Cycle 1 to the end. There's no fancy editing or anything, I'm afraid. They're just raw VODs that are split onto YouTube. But it should give you an idea of some of the, you know, how we got to the part of the base that we're at. YouTube, buddy. Mex has done it for you, there you go. Is it okay to generate more than 20 kilowatts on a heavy watt wire as long as the draw is lower than 20? Yeah, totally. Totally. It more comes down to how many transformers you end up pulling off it, eventually. That's normally the biggest problem. Now I have started cooking the left side wire a little bit over here. I think it was the left side anyway. Yeah. So I don't know why this happened. I think I might have had a wire connected wrong or something. I don't know how it happened. But I broke a wire on this circuit. It might have been a little save and load derp. I don't really know. It happened a while ago and I've not repaired it, so... Right, our inmates are out on day trip for now. They're out on a day release. We're letting them out for a cycle. So let's get this done. Should probably remove this as well, but it means me losing a bit of hydrogen. So I might wait till all this priority 9 stuff. They've pretty much done all this. Let's rip this out and let's just build a tile here, because it looks derpy. Going to go back and watch this whole colony again because there was a lot to be learned from a noob like me. Oh, Labrador. Mate, you know, it's one of those things. We've not done anything crazy outlandish here. We've just made a big base. Anyone can make a big base. I mean, you've seen the struggles. I mean, I regularly take my eye off the ball when I'm streaming, and I regularly neglect things like food. So in my offline base rather, at this same point in the game, I think I'm at about cycle 1100 or something. I've got 7 million calories of food because I've actually balanced it properly and made proper farms and stuff. In my stream base, I was more interested in getting to space and launching some rockets. Because a lot of people, same as myself really, hadn't seen the rockets, hadn't really played with them much, and it's what people wanted to see and what I wanted to see, so it kind of made sense. I wanted to get to space. Right, let me just check before they nip this wire off. So that's at 1680 watts. I could just bang on 2 lazy boy gas filters, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm feeling particularly lazy. I was going to mess about with mechanical filters, but I just can't be arsed. You've all seen mechanical filters many times, so I don't think we need them. So, where should I put these? So, you're going to be there, and slightly too narrow. So we'll do one there, one there. The only problem is I'm going to bottleneck this. Because my pumps can move 1 kilo a second, but they're going to be moving more than... sorry, two pumps combined are going to do 1 kilo a second. I'm going to potentially have 2 kilos a second here merged into gas filters which can handle 2 kilos a second, but then my gas reservoirs can only handle an input of 1 kilo. So, do I want my gas reservoirs somewhere else? I've only got one pipe coming down here, so... whatever. This will be fine. It's not going to be a full through point, but if it gives me 1 kilo a second, I'm happy. That'll be fine. So we'll do a bit of that. And then, yeah, you can... And you can come down there. And then you can bridge into there. And then you the only fucker is I'm gonna have nuisance gases in here to begin with. Because my jetpack's going to be there. I'm going to have carbon dioxide. So I'm not going to be able to use just 2 feeds. So I probably need to send this to a vent for now. And then you two are going to connect into... Oops, daisy. You're going to connect over to here. So this will be hydrogen tank, this will be oxygen tank, basically. I should maybe do that the other way around. This will be oxygen tank, this will be hydrogen tank. There's going to be more oxygen throughput. And then I think this is this one here is oxygen pipe. Yeah, so that makes sense. And hydrogen will come off here. So let's get them building all this crap. And we'll get this powered up as well. Hey, what are you building? Honestly, how's it going, buddy? I'm just expanding on the little oxygen build. We ripped out our oxylite production up here because we didn't need it anymore, basically. So I decided I'd slap in a couple of... oh, shit. I decided I would slap in a couple of... we already had one electrolyzer up here. I've decided I was going to slap in another one. So basically what it is, I've used up quite a lot of the hydrogen that we stored throughout the game. And not quite a lot, but I've used a fair bit. I've probably used about a ton of hydrogen since we set up this... a ton of hydrogen per tile, if you like, since we set up our liquid hydrogen maker. So if you look in here, I mean, these are full tiles, a ton of hydrogen in each one of these tiles. So we've used up quite a bit out of our storage. So I've decided now we don't need masses of this stuff coming in. I'd like to make sure we keep a buffer here, because this is my power for the base, for, you know, my natural gas gens. So I thought we'd expand on what we already had up here and slap in a bit more oxygen. I just would like to get this done now. I'm pissing hydrogen into space. Go, 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 please. We're losing hydrogen. There we go. Putting all your inmates on run duty might have been good because they aren't all super slow anymore. I think, I mean, they do get points in athletics, but I think it'll be leveling up their tinkering more than anything. Let's just check the old, let's check this. Let's have a look. Athletics and tinkering, 12 and 11. 12 and 11. 13 and 13, yeah. Made them into super soldiers. Jesus. They're really working up on their athletics. You're right, Gigi. That is good. That is good. Alright, so that's now sealed off, which is fine. I do have... I'm being a fool. I've got a hydrogen storage here. This is where my hydrogen's meant to be going. So this doesn't need to be like this at all. I only really need... one tank here. I've already got an overpressurized hydrogen storage that I completely forgot existed. So that's where our hydrogen's meant to be going. So I will nip off... yeah, we'll still just use... yeah, piss. We'll use both of these for oxygen. Like so. Yeah, this will be fine. And then we'll bridge over like this. Now that I'm in space, I don't really mind about using anything for this stuff, so this will be connected up to you eventually. And let's see, the green output from down here should really be going straight into the pipe as a priority. All this will make sense once it's built. Sorry, I'm preparing stuff that doesn't really need to be done now. But it will all make sense eventually, I promise. Lovely. So we'll get all this done now. I'll just make sure this is a priority 8. And as I say, we're going to have to vent out the any bits of carbon dioxide and crap that we've got in here as well. And we'll just get all this stuff swept out once they've built all this. That's what prison does to someone. Yeah, they all come out buff. You've been playing with the door problem a bit. What seems to be happening is that off-screen doors don't go through the animation but maintain a 40-second timer that immediately flips the state of the door once it's over. Problem is that if these off-screen doors ever get looked at, the timer is reset. Yeah, well, that's what we knew with Chunga. How that helps to avoid, I'm not sure yet. Well, the I think it was oh Christ, what's his name? I've completely forgotten his name. Prom Live, the guy that gave me the automation, he basically said to me, don't look at space ever again. Once you put it in, don't look at space. Nails. That was his suggestion to me. So it's obviously that is what we can do. We can avoid looking at space, but it doesn't really seem very smart. Doesn't seem like a solution to me, that. Okay, we're starting to get a few frost buns and stuff backed up now. That's good. Steam sudo, yeah. I saved her, sis. Don't worry. I saved her. I saw her there. Just I just couldn't decide left or right. Jesus. Right, we need a little bit more steel to do the capsule. We don't seem to have any. All my fullerene must have been buried in here. We don't seem to have any lime left, I don't think. And also, we're out of fossil as well. So I think what I might do is fuel this fucker up and send him now. So I need to finish this electrolyzer build. Then I can get my inmates locked away again. But yeah, we'll do a short run with this guy to see if we can get some steel from somewhere. Because with 2 cargo bays, if we sent him to like one of these, he'll come back with steel, copper, and glass, and a bit of niobium, or steel, copper, glass, and isoresin. Probably send him here. Isoresin's worth more to me than niobium, in fairness. So we'll send him shortly. I need to rejank the piping a little bit because obviously we've moved our stuff around here. That's not a big deal. Maybe have the bunkers at the very top. Oh, you mean like at the highest most point, like right up here? Probably should have done, in fairness. Probably should have done. I mean, because we weren't looking, these seem to have all closed, but it's just fucking derpy. It doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make much sense to me. I'm going to do a little dig here in case we've got any steel buried. If we have, I can finish this rocket off. So these biological bays, what they basically do, guys, when you send them to an asteroid that has seeds or critters, it'll bring back a couple. So I think if you go to like an icy planet with wheezeworts and sleetwheat, you'll get like 3 wheezewort seeds and 4 sleetwheat seeds. That's it. That's all you get for your trip. So you don't get very much, but wheezeworts are kind of worthwhile, I suppose. 4 sleetwheat grains are a little bit fucking lame, but I suppose if you manage to kill off all your sleetwheat, it's kind of essential. Like, that'd be kind of quite handy. But the wheezeworts, you know, 3 wheezeworts per trip. We'll get 6 wheezeworts out of this. That's pretty cool. Same with gassy moos. You'll get, I think you get 4 pieces of gas grass seed and 2 gassy moos. And when you eject them out of your bays, if you just empty your storage like I normally do, they are instantly wild. So need to figure out how we'll probably use sweeper arms to deliver them or something. I don't even know if you can use sweeper arms to remove critters. But we'll have a bit of a play and find out. Now, I'm hoping we find a little bit of steel as we dig this out. We might not do. Did we? I'm like 30 kilos of steel short. Just a little bit of steel short. So let's just check the old oil biome. Yeah, they've not done this yet. This needs to be higher, doesn't it? I think this is a proximity thing. I might make this priority 9 because only 4 dupes can get down here, and this will give us a little bit of fossil to get our last bit of steel sorted. Yeah, I think we've dug out most of it. There's a few little spattering bits here and there, and there's a little chunk down here. If I hadn't killed off my critters so badly, we'd probably be getting a bit more eggshell, but I think my stone hatches are probably all dwindling still. I could do with topping up these rooms really badly. Yeah. Need to get some more eggs going. Because I'd neglected my hatches for so long, they've all just slowly died out. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of fossil coming in when they dig that stuff out. Streamer, stop ignoring chat. Whee! Can you get shine bugs from space? No, I answered that earlier, Samat. You can't get shine bugs. Not that I've seen anyway. I think once they're gone, they're gone. G-Paw, how's it going, buddy? It's insane colony. Honeygoals. Oh, Adesso, welcome. Thank you. Question, am I guaranteed a natural gas, guys? You're guaranteed at least one natural gas vent of your starting 4 vents. Right? So you will always get 2 cool steam vents, and then you'll either get chlorine or natural gas. Or you can get 2 cool steam vents and 2 natural gas if you're very lucky. That is what you'd want ideally. Although saying that now, chlorine is actually quite handy for the late game if you want to do gassy moves. So, but yeah, you're always guaranteed 2. Should be able to get more from space since you can't breed them, yeah. You can make them though with toilets, Pseudo, so you already can make morbs. So, I'm good. I thought I had a great seed, but I'm going to need some power. Get to space, G-Paw. Get solar power or petroleum or something. I did a video yesterday on petroleum boiler. I've come up with a petroleum build which is kind of perfect. Like, I'm not saying that to be a jerk. It just works perfectly. 400 degree petroleum, 440 degree petroleum that you can then run through a steam turbine and get nice and cool, and yeah, works perfectly. Making morbs a tad janky for my taste. Yeah, you can bug it with toilets, mate. There's a way to create chlorine without geyser. Bleach stone. You'd need to do puffs, squeaky puffs to make bleach stone, which gives you chlorine. Desudro. Honestly, mate, I was really happy with the build. It just works lovely. So, it's the first build I've done in a while that I was actually like, oh, this is actually idiot-proof. I love it. New materials make things really easy. They make a lot of things easier, definitely. Definitely. You got a slush guys with 16.8 kilograms a second. Nice, Too Fat. That is nice. That is pretty nice. Now you see, you could base your entire playthrough off that one geyser. That's how powerful slush geysers are. Slush geysers and polluted water geysers and hot water geysers are the best. What is a slush geyser? A slush geyser outputs polluted water at -10 degrees, which means it's beautiful for cooling everything down, and then you consume that water when it gets too hot. It's absolutely brilliant. Is that petrol build because thermosensors only go up to 300 degrees C? Yeah. So the idea is that in the build, I mean, I could show you really. I'll jump on my debuggy save. I've got a save called Gassy Moose save. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I might need to drain away some petroleum because I've let it idle because I don't actually need petroleum. So yeah, I've got One Small Step for Life. That's my single player game, and then I've got Life Solo Spacious, that's when I was debugging stuff in space, playing about with space, and then I've got Gassy Boys. This is when I was messing with the cows, which I'll show you now if you want. God damn it, Desudro. Listen, I like it. I like it. So yeah, what I do, guys, because I want to tinker with stuff in debug, but I don't want to have shitloads of little mini bases going. I normally have my own base, like my own offline base, and then I have the stream base. And those 2 bases I don't use any debug. But then if I do want to do some debug testing, I'll just copy one of those saves. So I'll copy my offline stream and use my power infrastructure and stuff just to easily do debug tinkering. So, can you actually get infinite chlorine from puffs? Yeah, squeaky puffs. What's the production quantity from Gassy Moves? Right, well, this is the thing never before. I was doing some testing last night. They're meant to output 500% of the mass that they eat, right? Now, they eat, I think it's 2 kilos a cycle, I think. So is it 1 kilo a cycle? No, it's 2 kilos a cycle. So it's meant to be a ton of natural gas a cycle, I believe. But I don't think it is. I think they're busted. So I posted on the forum saying that gassy moves give less energy per tile than solar because grass needs sunlight. Yeah, exactly. I'll show you now. This save does have a gassy move ranch, which I'll show you. Can I get shine but back if I lost them all in the beginning? No. Not that I'm aware of. I don't think you can get them from space yet. So no. He looks like a super happy ginger. Beamron, how are you, buddy? I should mention, by the way, guys, I meant to mention this earlier. We hit the sub goal last stream. Thanks in massively to Beameron and Ezekiel, who gifted a load of subs at the end of the stream. We have hit the sub goal now, which is why I don't have one on the stream at the moment. I've not decided what I want to do in terms of the giveaway stream, but it's probably going to be next week sometime, probably next Sunday maybe. We'll do a giveaway stream, and I'm thinking, instead of doing like Amazon gift cards, which I did last time, I'm thinking I'll do like Steam vouchers, if that's still a thing, so that you guys can choose what game you want to buy. Maybe that's a thing. On a side note, playing Don't Starve while watching live is quite dangerous. Oh dear, Ezekiel. Oh dear. I'm having a hard time getting plastic. What's the best way? Either shine glossy Drecos, no thank you, or polymer presses. Polymer presses are really easy to set up. 2 of your playthroughs had 2 slush guys on each seed. It was amazing. Jesus, Adesso, that's crazy. I've never had more than 1. And I've had 1 slush geyser 3 or 4 times now. 3 different playthroughs, if you like. 3 or 4 playthroughs. Yeah, I need to speak to the lady as well. We're deciding how we want to do this. But I think it'll be next weekend, next Sunday maybe, or something like that. And we'll do some giveaways, basically. So, I'll show you now just quickly. First of all, this is the old Gassy Move farm. So this is my debuggy derpy base. So what I've basically got here, I originally had all these as solar panels, right? I've had to rip out some solar panels because you need to make this this grass, right? And this grass only grows when it's daylight. But these are the Gassy Moves. Look at them. Look at them. It's incredible. You're playing a seed with 3 slushies. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, what you basically have to do, I'm cooling this room with a loop of super coolant that I've got. And the reason I've got this loop here is because I was already cooling my surface. So I've been cooling the surface of space just to cool down my iron and stuff, basically. Not for any reason other than that. And that's just run off some aqua tuners that are down here. So I've had an aqua tuner building here for ages. These aqua tuners are going to be for the other side of space, but I've not got there yet. Now, the reason I'm doing this is you have to keep your room nice and cool. Now, liquid chlorine turns to a liquid at 30 odd degrees, minus 34, I think it is, something like that. Hold on. I think it's minus 34. Have we got any chlorine in there? Minus 34.6, so it actually turns to liquid at about minus 35 point whatever, right? But then it doesn't actually freeze until minus 100 odd. So if we click on some liquid chlorine, it doesn't freeze till like minus 103, right? So what that means is I've cooled my room down massively, because if you just pump liquid chlorine into your planter tiles, it instantly boils and fills your room with chlorine, which I didn't want. So I've got 3 Gassy Moves. I managed to kill one of them whilst I was setting all this up. But I've got 3 Gassy Moves and a pump in here. And this pump is not outputting very much at all, right? Now what these basically do, it says on here, they've got some weird stuff on here. They don't like corner tiles like this, so this guy's currently entombed at the minute if you look. Even though he's literally wandered himself into the tile. They don't seem to like corner tiles, so I've had to sort of jank the build up a little bit. They occupy a weird space, so we'll just move him.